This is the world's first bowling ball camera, and I'm gonna use it to get a shot that up until today has never been possible. What would it look like to be a bowling ball? Oh no, it's so scuffed. It's never easy! It's never easy!
What do we do if this doesn't work?
You may not know this about me, but I love bowling. I've got a membership card, my own ball. My wife and I go bowling just about every week. It's very fun, and I cherish the time I get to spend destroying her. But lately, I've not been able to focus on our games because a question popped into my head. What does the POV of a bowling ball look like? Every time I roll a ball, as soon as it leaves my hand, it goes on a hidden journey behind the lanes before it returns to me. And I want to see what that journey looks like. But to get that shot, you'd have to carve out a huge section of the ball to glue a camera in there, and then you would be fixed to that point of view, which would then be rolling as it goes down the lane. You could also just fake the shot by sending the camera down the lane, but then you wouldn't be going through the machinery of the bowling alley, which is what I'm most interested in. But I think I have a solution. 360 cameras. Which is a good thing, Insta360 is sponsoring this episode. Thanks, guys. These cameras see everything around them, and no matter how much you spin them, they will always keep the horizon level. But how are we gonna put this inside of that? To find out, I've enlisted the help of engineering extraordinaire ERIK Beck, who you might remember from building a giant camera cannon last year, and even most recently helping us recreate the Indiana Jones face melt. If anyone can solve this problem, it's gonna be him. Okay, Eric, I have a very unique design challenge for you today. We are going to try to put this 360 camera inside of a bowling ball. Criteria for this project, right? Needs to be out of view of the camera, needs to be strong enough to not break, needs to have enough heft to actually knock down pins. And it needs to be the correct size of a bowling ball so that it can actually work with the machinery.
And it has to be perfectly spherical so that it can roll correctly, and not just strong, but impact resistant, because it's gonna be hitting pins. That's a very specific force.
So what if we tried literally just getting an entirely clear bowling ball? Maybe just drill a big hole into a clear acrylic bowling ball and then stick this in there. Ooh, check this out.
I don't know where he's going.
Check this out, check this out, check this out.
Ooh, ooh.
This is a crystal ball. This is what I used for our moon video last year. So this is like the first sort of idea, just like get a fully cast bowling ball, and instead of putting like a rose in the center of it, you put a camera in the center of it.
Yeah.
But the other interesting problem that this kind of shows is that this has got some extreme refraction to it. So I think just putting this camera inside of this dome probably isn't going to actually get us anything usable.
Well, we could just have a thinner dome. And what if there was a central frame? It doesn't have to be completely transparent. It just has to be transparent where the camera sees, which is almost everywhere. But there is that like disc of invisibility or whatever.
I love that you're using that name. So essentially everything surrounding the camera is going to be invisible. It's the same reason why you have the selfie stick here and the camera can't see the selfie stick, but it can still see your arm and whatnot. Technically, each lens sees about 200 degrees field of view. So they actually overlap slightly, but that means that there's a little triangle where anything within that is impossible to see, but we can use that to our advantage here. Big Lebowski obviously has the whole bowling scene, but they're faking it, you know? I want to actually see what a bowling ball experience is. So if we can get that, I don't care how well this video does, I will be happy.
You heard it here first. Nobody like and subscribe.
If the bowling ball works. If it doesn't work, then please like and subscribe, because then Wren will need a boost to his video.
You got it, you got it. We're not half-assing this here. We're gonna actually try to make a legitimately good bowling ball that can house a camera. World's first. We're like NASA scientists, we're like astronauts.
We're basically
We're the
same.
exact same thing as astronauts right now, especially me doing all the work.
Now get back to your workshop.
Hey, watch this. That felt so wrong. That one's still okay though, not that one. So why did I do that? Well, that's because finally Insta360 has user replaceable lenses, and I wanted to destroy a lens on camera to show you how easy it is to replace one. Just like a normal lens on like a DSLR or something, you can actually unscrew this thing from the lens. You just put this tool over this, and we have the new lens right here, the little suction cup device. So you can't see me, but then I put this on, now you can. And just like that, you wouldn't ever know I even broke the lens. So that's actually a huge relief, because having replaceable lenses is going to be very clutch if it turns out Erik's project ends up catastrophically failing and damaging the camera. But the swappable lens is only one of the cool new features on the X5, and here's some others. The X5 is basically the best 360 camera on the market, like by far. This thing shoots not only 8K, but it does so in low light. And that's partly due to the fact that it's got a much larger sensor this time around. It's like 44% larger than last year. It has 13.5 stops of dynamic range, meaning that this captures very high quality footage. And on top of that, there's like 3 separate AI-based processors on board this thing. 2 of them are dedicated to low light processing and denoising, and another chip for reframing. Normally when you shoot a 360 video, it records 2 images and it stitches them together, and you have to either use your phone or your computer to do that stitching. What if you could also have the same flexibility of just pulling the SD card out of the camera, putting it onto your computer, and you have the footage? That's essentially what InstaFrame does. It records a single viewpoint that's already formatted for either vertical video or horizontal video for YouTube, and saving that to the SD card in addition to the 360 videos that you can go back and reframe your shot if you need to. But the upside of this is that you don't have to. I actually use this in my boxing training, and I'll literally just like set it off to the side, and it's constantly framing me up in the shot. Pretty sweet, huh, Austin?
Pretty sweet.
I've been using the X5 more than I use the X4 or the X3 combined, I think. I've been using this thing a ton. Oh, and the first 50 people who buy an X5 using the link in the description will also receive a free lens replacement kit. So that's a little bit about the camera we're using in this video, but let's go ahead and check out how Erik is doing with the bowling ball we're gonna put this in.
Welcome to the ERIK BECK FX workshop, AKA the small garage underneath my rented apartment. Today, I'm trying to figure out exactly how we're gonna build this 360 camera ball, and I think this is our best chance of success. It's basically 2 clear hollow domes attached to some mounting rings, which then attach to a central metal frame that will hold the camera. Our mounting rings will be 3D printed in a flexible material called TPU and then glued to the bottom rim of the domes. Then the rings will be attached to the metal frame using teeny tiny bolts. It allows us to connect everything without drilling any holes into the clear domes, which would introduce some unwanted stress points, which would be bad because our domes are our most important, but also our most likely to break part of the design. As for our central frame, this is a very unique shape, plus we want it to be as heavy as possible to replicate the weight of a bowling ball. So I'm gonna design everything in the computer, and we're gonna send it off to be cut on a water jet machine out of steel. But what about the domes? My first idea was to order some of these big, clear Christmas ornament things, but after testing, they proved to be stronger than I thought they would be. Ha! It bounced, but not strong enough. That broke. Now I could just keep ordering random domes off the internet and smashing them, but at this point I think our best bet is to just get some custom domes made. Lucky for us, I've got a dome guy. His name's Rod. Unfortunately, I'm still not sure on which type of plastic we should go with. The age-old battle that still divides the world of clear plastic dome enthusiasts. Acrylic versus polycarbonate. You've got acrylic, the working man's plastic, used in a lot of different places because it's easy to work with, very clear, but also kind of brittle. Polycarbonate, on the other hand, is virtually indestructible. It takes a lot to break it, but it scratches much more easily. Plus, you can't really do anything with the scratches once they happen. Versus acrylic, you can buff a lot of the scratches out. Optically ideal versus structurally ideal. I just decided to order both. This way we have lots of backup domes, and honestly, I'm really curious to see which one fares better. Now there is one more potential wrinkle that I think is worth mentioning. In order for our custom domes to be as spherical as possible, they need to be made using a mold, and they only have molds in certain sizes. So while we can decide the material type and thickness, we are pretty limited with the outside diameter. A normal bowling ball has an outside diameter of 8.5 inches, but the closest mold size to that is 8 inches. Come on, Rod, you're killing me. So fingers crossed that that 1/2 inch won't make a big difference, but we'll see. Now I just have to patiently wait here for 2 weeks while the custom domes and metal frames are manufactured. Or I could use this time to 3D print a fully functional prototype of our 360 ball. Huh? With the help of my 3D printer minions, I have created the first ever 360 camera ball prototype. We've got 3D printed plastic instead of the steel, but dimensionally it's pretty much the same. This is that flexible TPU. That's essentially the same as what's gonna be on the final version. And in place of our clear domes, I 3D printed these sort of honeycomb looking versions. Can you see me? There we go. Whoa, domes. This should allow us to at least get an idea of what the camera will see. Now, we get to show it to Wren.
This is like your third prototype at this point.
This is the first physical prototype, but
Fair, yeah.
yes, it's gone through many designs.
So the main things we want to test today is how well the camera fits inside the bowling ball and also how well it rolls and whether or not the footage is even usable. Let's start by just fitting it in there. So, okay, it is rolling. I'm gonna put it down. That's pretty snug, and it's rolling.
We could take off the other dome, because hypothetically you shouldn't be able to see any of this gray stuff. I'm just so stoked how this design feels like elegant, you know, like
Yeah.
it's simple, but there was a lot of thought that went into it. And that's the type of design that really tickles me nowadays.
Does it tickle you, Wren?
Dude, I'm so ticklish right now. Okay, now we're looking at the side there, and there's a little bit of we see a little bit of a seam. Right now, it's super subtle. It's just a little bit of a line. I say we put this back together and get some test shots rolling it around on the ground. Okay, first things first, I'm gonna do a spin test. Oh, it wobbles in the air. Did you see that? Whoa. So now, let's do a simple, I'm gonna roll it to you. Ready?
Come on.
We're playing catch together.
Dude. That was beautiful. Dude, the holes.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of motion blur when I spun it real fast.
Whoa, it's pretty blurry.
It stabilized it, but there is motion
Stabilized
blur. However, if I increase the shutter speed, that should cut down on the motion blur a lot. So now I'm at 1/1000. Rolling.
Bad.
Obviously, it's way darker, but no motion blur. So if I just pause on that rolling frame and I'm looking at the surrounding, it's
Yeah.
relatively sharp. So 1/1000 is definitely fast enough to kind of remove most of the motion blur, but the downside is we lose all the light. Actually, cutting. I forgot to compensate with the ISO. So I'm gonna just boost the ISO up to like say 3200. That's actually good exposure now. I can already tell it's working. It's working! We fixed the motion blur. So now that actually looks good. This is like an actual decent exposure.
Yeah, this looks great.
And I can still shoot at 8K.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, and when you see me next, we're gonna have the final ball.
Actually, JK, I just got a message from ERIK saying that he's got some good news and bad news, and that he'll be here shortly to tell me what the bad news is. I'm a little nervous now.
Hey guys!
What's up, ERIK?
Don't be that scared.
I'm very scared.
It's gonna be okay.
Yes.
So we got these domes in acrylic and polycarbonate. Good news is the stronger domes are as clear as the less strong ones.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah,
That's great.
but the bad news is that's not crazy clear, or more specifically, they're a little wavy.
Wavy?
Yeah.
Wavy? What does that mean?
Well, so this is one of the polycarbonate domes, which at first glance looks pretty good. But if you do this,
Oh yeah. I got drunk goggles on.
yeah.
It's just, I can even just see it from the side here.
Here's one of the acrylics,
Okay.
which is like maybe a little better.
That's definitely better than the other.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
But it's so thick, I think this should still be fine.
I think we have lots of options here.
Yes.
And I think the primary option should be the acrylic.
Okay,
All right, next time we see this, it will be fully formed.
let's bowl.
All right, Eric has brought by the final prototype.
I am so excited.
Yeah?
Like, this is one of the sexiest things I think I built.
Let's pull it out, let's see this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yo, it looks so industrial.
Yeah.
It also looks like a soap bubble. Wow, that is legit. It weighs like 10 pounds.
Oh my gosh. I want to get in there and see. I'm like,
I wanna roll around in there.
I'm giddy to get in there, yeah.
Let's get this thing opened up so we can put a camera in there. All right, we have a live view.
Can I put this on?
Yeah, here, hold up. Let me roll.
Right?
Oh, that was
Right.
satisfying. So we do have a tiny bit of some red in the stitch line. I think that might actually be the gasket around the camera rather than the edge here. Spin it in the air.
God, that's scary. Okay, it was easier when it was 5 pounds. Are you ready?
Woo!
It comes down with a smack.
I think we gotta test rolling it now.
Yes.
It's rolling.
Nice.
Ow! Oh my God, that hurt. It smushed my finger. That was so painful. Dude, I thought it would roll up onto my hand. Instead, it just squished it. Here, I have an idea. This is Sam and Nico. They went to like some YouTube event and they hand painted these faces of them onto bowling balls, pins.
Let's bowl them.
Let's destroy these one-of-a-kind
get a
collectibles.
Yeah.
There's a camera right there. God dang it. Okay, let me try that again. Really? Oh, I mean, okay.
That still counts.
It's harder than it looks.
How are they looking? Are they still okay?
Yeah, they're still good. We got some scuffs on the polycarb. Look at that, we got a little scuff.
Oh, yeah?
Can you spin it on your finger like a basketball?
Well, I think this is working plenty well enough, so anything better than this is still gonna be great. Even with the warbliness of this surface, we're still getting a shot that works. And that's really cool, because no one's ever been able to get a shot like that in the history of humankind. Next time you see us, we're gonna be Lebowskiing down the lane. There is one more thing I want to test on this camera, and that's to see how good this shirt looks. Check it out. This is only available for one more day at corridordigital.store. Check out the back of it. I think it's a pretty sweet back to the shirt. We've also got a hoodie. It's literally available for one more day only, so get it while supplies last. And then maybe you won't regret it. Today is the day. We are here at Montrose Bowl, who has graciously given us access to the entire place just for us to do this experiment with the ball that Eric has already finished. I love going bowling, but I've never actually been behind the lanes, behind the machinery. And as an engineer, I'm super curious to see how all that stuff works. So let's go check out what this ball is about to be going through.
It's go time.
We just go back this way?
Yeah, basically.
All right,
Show you the
let's do
back.
it. Yeah, lead the way.
Dude, I'm excited. I've always been curious how these things work.
You know what else we were given permission to do? Walk in the lanes.
That feels sacrilegious. They do kind of. We go up a ladder?
Yeah.
Whoa. We can walk up here?
Yeah. Yeah, so these are giant,
Yo!
there's gonna be conveyor belts in the bottom. Basically, they get picked up, and they'll come into the arm right here, we'll place them in each individual slot.
See what the weight ratings on these are. Eric size, all right.
Dude, this is sick. This is so cool. Can I go in the workshop?
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa. Bowling parts. Oh, there's stairs. We could have just taken the stairs. We're under the lanes right now, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Seeing all those inner workings of the machine, does that worry you about the performance of our bowling ball?
I feel confident in the ball. I feel confident in Eric's engineering, but if it is to break, there are a lot of moving pieces, a lot of parts involved. I hope it's not a problem.
Guys, I'm stuck in the balloons.
Eric! Oh, Eric's back there!
What's happening? It's not even my birthday. Ah!
It's just you and me for this one.
Yeah.
Eric did his part.
Okay, now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's look at the bowling ball here.
You ready for this?
I'm ready. Are you ready? Okay, that's what I thought.
It's black now.
Yes, to minimize internal reflections.
What we noticed on the non-painted ones is that the light would come in, reflect off the metal, and then hit the internal dome, which would actually appear as a hot spot on the dome there. So we're hoping that maybe by painting it black, we'll kind of reduce that sort of internal reflection, yeah.
I also made one that's extra shiny inside, just for the thumbnail. This is acrylic, this is polycarbonate. So we have 3 frames and 8 shells. Also, maybe they don't break, but we just get like a gnarly scratch.
Yeah.
Then we can swap it.
Also, I brought my own personal bowling ball because I got one and I wanted to bring it.
And you got some practice throws in too, right?
Yeah.
And how did you do?
I don't want to talk about it. You're not gonna put any of that in the video though, are you?
Oh, no, of course not.
Okay, I think this bad boy is ready to hit the lanes, but we gotta put the camera in it.
I polished all these so they're extra slippery. This is like used to take computers apart so I don't mar anything.
And I haven't backed up the footage from last night yet, so we can't lose it.
But it's also harder to lose a camera in a bowling alley than it is a giant field in the middle of nowhere.
I think I forgot to turn on the parachute trigger. We still haven't found it. No one has found the camera that's in the field. It's been a year and no one's found it yet. A lot of people have tried. A lot of people have sent me messages of them going out there and looking, and guess what? They didn't find it either. I think I spent collectively about 7 hours looking for that camera out there in that field. Worst case scenario, the whole thing explodes and ejects the SD card somewhere, and then we have to just look around for the SD card. That's absolute worst case scenario. Also, I've never experienced a bowling alley like this before. The balls actually return in view. Normally it's like going down this tunnel and you don't see it until it pops out of the end here. But this is actually going along on top of the middle of the lane. I was worried it was just gonna be like useless footage because it's gonna be black, but this is better. It's a fun sound, yeah. So we do have some like fingerprints and stuff on it. We're gonna need to like polish this before we actually run it.
Do you have anything for that, Eric?
Oh, yeah.
Sounds like it's about to rip.
You can keep it when we're done, Wren.
Okay, sick.
If you bowl a strike.
Oh. Challenge accepted. So, I mean, this is it. We're ready. Should I be the one to roll this, or do you want to roll this?
I think you should. I'm way too scared. I don't want to be responsible.
Okay, now just don't drop it.
I'm a little worried, but I'm more worried that I'm gonna biff the shot rather than it breaking.
We do need to see a strike specifically.
Oh boy. Uh-oh. Well,
Wait, is it?
oh, maybe it's not working.
It's like just getting scratched. Oh, no. Hey, this is gonna be great footage.
Oh no.
And I didn't even hit the pins!
I kind of wish I would have gone.
Oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
Oh no!
I asked you a couple times. I was like, are you sure?
We don't know what's causing the problem yet.
It's guaranteed the diameter.
Yeah, because the bowling return has a pickup plate, and it has to just touch the belt to send it up. So when I was over there, I saw it just jumping it. So I put my foot right underneath it, and it picked it up. That was the case with that. The reason why I didn't get it right here, because it didn't suck up by the conveyor belt right here as well.
Is that because it's too small?
Yeah, diameter.
And it's 8 inches wide. It's not 8.5 inches, so that ½ inch makes all the difference?
Yeah, basically.
Dang! Dang!
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Oh no! It's so scuffed. It's never easy! It's never easy! It's never easy!
It didn't crack.
It didn't crack at all. It didn't even really scratch. I legitimately thought it would be fine at the 8-inch size as opposed to 8.5.
I was pretty sure that was gonna happen. I mean, there's nothing we could do about it, so I didn't want to. You were so confident.
All right, we're gonna do this again, but this time we're gonna leave the housing of this off so we get a little bit more light in there. And this time I'm actually gonna hit the pins. Camera and a bowling ball.
Yes. Yes.
It didn't break.
Oh my God, dude!
It's coming. Oh, it's right there.
Oh, you know what we could do? We could put like a
Cardboard or something in there.
It was stuck right here, so it had enough momentum to make it up that first one. If we had like some cardboard box we can press against this pipe here, it would go all the way through. You do have cardboard?
Yeah.
Sick. Again, shout out to Montrose Bowl. Literally any other bowling alley wouldn't even consider letting us do anything like this.
Yeah, this is not the strongest tape. Hopefully it'll do it.
It's my turn to try to throw this ball, and we're gonna see if I humiliate myself.
No. Epic gutter ball.
Okay, so that's where it got stuck, is just right down there. So we need the cardboard a little further down.
More cardboard?
Yeah, more cardboard.
One cardboard later.
Okay, we've added more cardboard. All right, ready?
Another gutter.
Come on. Come on. Dang it.
Never before has a 360 camera been captured being poked by a broom.
More cardboard adjustments.
More cardboard.
More cardboard later.
I'm wondering now if maybe we can actually get the motors for the spinny things to actually pre-run a little bit. The way it works is that the ball goes through and it hits a laser which triggers the motors to begin spinning. But it's not happening until this actually is in it and then it starts turning. I'm wondering if we like pre-start it so that they're already turning by the time the ball gets there, if it'll be able to make it through. So like basically as it's like at the halfway point, we'll trigger the laser, it'll start spinning and it'll get to it and it'll go through. All right, it's rolling. Strike! Strike!
Nice throw.
All right. Okay, ready? Okay, and trigger it.
Was it too soon?
No, we're good. We're good. Oh, it's... Man.
It did stop right where the cardboard stopped. More cardboard.
If I didn't want this specific shot so badly, we'd be done.
It's been so smooth sailing up until this point that
Something's
gonna happen.
I don't even know what take this is. We've bowled a full game with this thing at this point. Well. It was a gutter ball, but it's gonna work. And
Trigger?
Go for it. Yep, perfect. Perfect.
Come on! This may be a problem that cardboard can't solve.
Or should we try bowling a second ball?
You know what? I think it's time to try a second ball. We were worried about the bowling ball hitting it and cracking it, but if it's already kind of in the spot, the other one's gonna have enough pressure, it's just gonna push it through like a poop.
Like a poop.
Why did I say that? I think the play here is I'll roll it normally, and the moment it goes through, put the next one in and throw that through.
You want me to throw that?
Yeah.
What do we do if this doesn't work?
I feel like this is our last shot. I feel like if this doesn't work, we're not gonna get the shot.
I feel a lot of pressure.
It all kind of comes down to you here at the end.
I'm also a little worried about the amount of power. I think I'm just gonna err on the side of extra.
Okay.
This time I'm legitimately confident this is gonna work.
You say that every time.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Oh man. Oh, ooh, that was weird. Yes!
There it is. Hello.
Oh, yes!
Hello.
It didn't break! Ah, yes! Yes!
got it dialed.
We got it freaking dialed
We got
in,
it
son.
dialed.
Sometimes you just need a little friend to help you along your way.
Yeah, good friend.
And some cardboard.
And the cardboard's also probably doing something.
I mean, I think the cardboard is helping for the pressure because even these guys could slip. I think it all was important. It was all necessary in the end for this to work. Okay, we've got all the footage for the day. I can't believe it actually legitimately worked. But now we need to take this stuff onto the computer, get some exports out of it, and show you the montage in 3, 2, 1, go. But Eric, you also made a whole companion video to this one about your journey designing and building the ball.
Yes, much more nerdy detail on building it. I'm in my workshop. You can check it out on my channel, ERIK BECK Effects.
Till the next one, I'm sure we'll think of something cool.
I'm here, I'm
But
ready.
in the meantime, I think we have a new place that we can play our bowling alley animation, so maybe subscribe for another slightly offensive bowling alley animation video.
I didn't do any animations.